we're back for the second part of our translations lesson. I just want to remind you what our essential question is how do you complete a translation? So we just got done talking really about all the vocabulary that you need to know or most of the vocabulary that you need to know for this section, or for this unit, actually. So we're going to start talking about a translation now, and we're going to define it first. And it says, each point of a figure is moved the same distance and in the same direction. Oh, I can't spell. Direction. Sorry about that. Direction. And then I want to talk about, so that's not right. That's not too bad, right? I'm moving it in the same direction, the same distance. I'm moving it. It's just taking, like you're taking your piece of paper on the desk and sliding it over and up or back and down or around in a circle. It's just staying the same shape. It's still going, but it's moving from its original position, the same distance and the same direction. Mathematically, how do we write that? So how we write it is we always start with xy. Where did xy is where I started at, right? That's my original point. And then the arrow means I'm going to. And then what do I do to x and y? Well, I add A and add B. I add, or sometimes I subtract. So if I'm adding, I'm either going for my x. Let's see if we can write this down. So 4x, right? If I'm adding, I am going, I'm trying to figure out how to get this all written in here. Going right. And if I'm subtracting, I'm going left. Okay, so I'm either going forward or I'm going backwards on my x-axis, right? So x. And then for y, if I'm adding, I'm going, can anyone tell me what direction I'm going in? I'm going up. Good. And if I'm going to subtract, I'm going to be going down. Good. So that's how I know what direction I'm going from my little equation that I have here. So let's go try this. It says each point is going to go, x is going to stay the same, and y is going to be subtract 3. I'm going to subtract 3 from y. So if I have my point A is 2, 3, I know that A prime is going to be, well, x is staying the same, and y I'm subtracting 3 from, so 3 minus 3 is 0. So I'm going to plot that point at 2, 0, and then I'm going to say A prime. Okay, and then B prime, I'm going to do the same thing. B prime, there we go. X stays the same. I'm just following my directions. X stays the same. Y I subtract 3 from. So 1 minus 3 is negative 2. Good. So I have a point at 3. 1, 2, 3, negative 2, which would be here. So that's B prime. There we go. And C prime is going to be x stays the same. And y becomes 2 minus 3, negative 1. So I'm at 1, negative 1, and that is C prime. And if you look, even though my drawing isn't straight, it looks like I just slid my triangle down 3 spaces, and that's all I did. The x's are on the same place. The x's are in the same place, so I've got 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3, 3. The x's are the same. Just my y's changed. Okay, so that wasn't too bad. Now we're going to try the next one. And what does the next one say I'm going to do? Well, it says I'm going to take x and I'm going to add 4. So I'm going to take x and I'm going to slide it 4 units to the right. Yes. And then I'm going to take y and I'm going to slide it 2 units up. So let's see if we can figure out where we go. So m prime is going to be negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. And negative 3 plus 2 is also negative 1. So m is going to negative 1, negative 1. So this is m prime. Okay, and then A prime is going -2 plus 4 is 2. And -3 plus 2 is -1. So I'm going to 1, 2, -1. So that's A prime. And then T prime is going to be, let's see, -2 plus 4 is 2. And -5 plus 2 is -3. So 2, 1, 2, 3, -3 there. T prime. And you can connect them as you go along. Sometimes you want to do that so you don't forget what order they go in. H prime is going to be -1, -3. So -1, 2, 3. So that's H prime. Oh, I think I counted wrong. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Woo. And there we go. So that's T prime. And there we go, because it should be the same shape. Let's see. 1, 2. Yeah, I counted wrong. Okay. All right, so that's how we do that, and that's how we read the equation. And sometimes they might sometimes they might do it backwards. They might give you the image and the pre-image and ask you to write the rule. So be ready for that. So just a few rules about translations. We know the pre-image and the image are congruent, and I'm gonna congruent, and we defined congruent before. This is the little symbol for congruent. So I probably will never spell the word congruent again. I'll just use the symbol. And it means similar in shape and equal in size. Okay. Corresponding angles are congruent. And corresponding sides are congruent. Ooh. Wow. Congruent. And let me actually spell out the word "and" for you, because most people don't know what I'm doing when I do that. And parallel. So you can see that MA is parallel to M prime, A prime. They're parallel, right? If I keep drawing the lines straight, they're never going to touch. So they're parallel. Okay, guys, we're doing great. Here we go. So now we're going to do a couple practices here. And here we go. So the first thing I need to do, it says graph and label the pre-image and image. So my pre-image is -1, -3, -1, 1, 2, 3. Let's hope I can count better this time. And this is A. And then A prime, let's just go ahead and graph all of our pre-image. 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, that's B. And -2, -2 is C. So we have this kind of long, narrow triangle. Okay, so now I'm going to change colors here, and we're going to find our A prime. So what are we doing to each of them? I'm adding 2 to my X and subtracting 3 from my Y. So -1 plus 2 is 1. And -3 minus 3. So -3 minus 3 is -6. So I'm going to go to 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, -6. So this becomes A prime. And then B prime is going to be, let's see, add 2, so that's 4, and subtract 3, so that's -2, 4, -2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, so B prime, and I probably should have put a parenthesis around that. And then C prime is going to be add 2, so that's 0, and -5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's C prime. Great. Nice job. Okay, guys, so the next problem I'm going to put in the Nearpod for you to do. So it'll be a draw it. So I want you to do it just like what we got done doing here, okay? You're going to be fine. Okay, we have a few more problems to do, and I might do them, or I might have you do them in the Nearpod, but we're gonna do at least one of them. So here we go. Triangle ABC is translated 4 units left and 2 units up. What are the coordinates of the image? So first I'm going to write my rule so I know what I'm doing. So I know that I'm going to take my X and my Y, and what's going to happen to them? I'm going to take my X and I'm going to do what? 4 units to the left. So if I'm going to the left, that's going backwards, so I'm going to be subtracting 4. And Y is moving 2 units up, so I'm going to be adding 2 because I'm going up. And that's it. That's how I write my rule from some words here. And then I'm going to find my points, find my my coordinates of my pre-image. Actually, it only asks for the coordinates of my pre-image, so I don't even have to graph it this time. So I have to be able to find A. So where is A at? A is at 0, 1. And so A prime is going to be at, I'm going to subtract 4. So 0 minus 4 is negative 4. And 1 plus 2 is 3. Great. Where's B at? B is at 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, negative 3. And that becomes B prime, which is, let's see, 1 minus 4 is negative 3. And negative 3 plus 2 is negative 1. Awesome. And then C is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 1. 4, negative 1. And it becomes C prime, which is 4 minus 4 is 0. And negative 1 plus 2 is 1. And there's our coordinates. If you want to graph it, you can, but I'm not going to. So there we go. This one says, write a rule to describe the transformation. Remember, I told you that they might want you to write a rule saying what we're doing from the picture. So I know that I'm going to start with X and Y. And it's going to go to, well, we have to figure out which one's my image. Remember, we talked about that. That's the numbers without the prime. So here's my my pre-image, and my image is here. So what did I do to my X to go from here to here? Well, I went 1, 2 to the right. So that's going to be add 2. And then I'm here and I went 2 down. So that would be Y minus 2. That's it. I go from, I could have done that from any point. I could have done that from P, 1, 2 to the right, and 2 down. Q, 2 to the right, 2 down. Would have came up with the same rule no matter which point I picked. Okay, and then on the last one, we're going to put that in the Nearpod for you guys to do also. Okay, so it says in figure JKLM, if figure JKLM is translated so the image of K is K prime at negative 1, 0, then what will the coordinates of point M be after the translation? Okay, so I want you to find the coordinates of that point. Okay, guys, thanks. You'll work on your assignment, and we'll see you in the next lesson. Have a good night. Bye.